last video I was talking about irrelevant photographs. How I'm constantly taking pictures I don't see any value in. So I think irrelevant photograph for me in most cases is a photo of something that is basically just a representation of its subject. It doesn't have, like a photograph that doesn't have a photographer, doesn't have a interpretation of the subject. I just saw in the news that there hasn't been any sun in Helsinki during December, and it's already December 9th, so it's been like this for some time now. Well, talking about the irrelevance in photographs, it's been only a couple of days of the sad news, the passing of Martin Parr. I've always liked his photos. Some of his works are just fantastic. Let's make it f11:15. Okay. The thing what we see these days quite a bit is that photographers go places that are somehow exotic or kind of like great places to photograph. But to be honest, do they get any great images in those places? Images that will be remembered? I don't think so. But if we think about Martin Parr's photographs, for example, they were taken in most cases in very mundane places, in everyday situations. And I think there is a place for a photographer, but there isn't that many photographers who are still willing to do that job, because it's very hard. For example, the one which is in the Last Resort book, the cover image. I'm not sure is it the cover image of the first edition of the book, but the cover image of the book that I own, there is like two children eating ice cream behind a car on a sidewalk. That doesn't sound very exotic, but the photograph is still very interesting. There's something, I don't know what that is, but I like to think that photographer's job is to be some sort of a glue, or let's say bridge between the mundane and the audience. To photograph the mundane, kind of like making the mundane more interesting by photographing it, so that it would reveal some sort of a new ideas for the viewers. Started raining again. I've been thinking about a project. Well, it's not a project. It's an idea. This kind of Finnish mentality that everything has to be owned. Like a car has to be owned, apartment or a house has to be owned, not rented, and also about that we value material so much. And also about how we are deciding to value something so much that we want to make such a protection around this small tree. But then again, we're cutting all the forests. You know, it's kind of funny. Yeah, this idea that I have, it's definitely about kind of a selective value. Some things doesn't have any value, so you can just toss it. I wonder what happened here. It's not only this memorial thing here, but the amount of trash you find in these places, how there are people who don't care at all. But I guess this is exactly what I was looking for today. I wanted to find something that has to do with private property or caring or not caring or something like that. I think it's very interesting but very sad, I have to say. Terve! Anteeksi! Terve! Tiedätkö sä mikä se on?
Mutta mikä sinä tietää?
Mä oon valokuvaaja.
Ahaa, okei.
Mikä siinä on?
Näissä on.
I just met the older man who told me that it was his son who was killed in that spot. A little more than 2 months ago. I don't know why I end up going this kind of places all the time.
On todettavaa, että teatteri on harvojen niin kuin saavutettavissa teatterikorkeakouluiseen.
Sää on lauhaa ja sateista. Uutistudiossa on Marko Tammi, hyvää päivää.
Rata toteutuu joka tapauksessa, että hanke etenee, mutta myös juna menee sitten Kirkkonummen ohi.
Well, I guess the thing what I wanted to say here is that it is way more important to keep walking around mundane scenes than always look for something very special to photograph. If I would be photographing only in those special places, I think I would be taking pictures only once a year. But just by walking around, I get this feeling that I'm constantly active and working on something. It is very important for me to keep looking, keep working on, or finding these new starts. But the next video is going to be about something more exotic.